Friday, March 19th, 2021. We're going to be doing a card today of focus of intention for the next 24 to 48 hours as directed by spirit, universe, or whatever it is that you call your truth. It could be your higher self. It could just be you. Just like that, we have a card. This is not a reading. A reading is an intimate discussion between you and a spiritual advisor of your choice, hopefully led by your intuition. As I always say, your intuition is your superpower. Everyone's born intuitive. Not everyone listens to their intuition, as you've seen with the state of the world. Again, this is just a focus of intention for the next 24 to 48 hours, and it's coming from one of my favorite decks, the Adinkra Ancestral Guidance Cards, made by Simone Bresi Ando, who is no longer with us, who's crossed over into the spirit realm. You are truly missed and loved. With that being said, the card of the day is called Mmere Dane. Means times change, and it says no condition is permanent, whether it's good or bad, so the fortunate should not boast and the less fortunate should not give up. I love this card because that's a huge card of humility, a huge card of accepting, trusting, and letting go that things have to change. Times change. There is nothing permanent in this human existence other than the human birth and the human death. Same thing with animals. The animal birth and the animal death. Same thing with the environment. The environment or the tree or the flower or the crops die and then they become reborn. It's a cycle of life without death, and death without life is non-existent, and everything in between those 2 points is always temporary. Nothing stays the same. Even nature changes. Even animals change. Even humans change. We all stay the same, we'd all be babies crawling on the floor. There would be no soil, no properties, buildings, no new houses, new communities, new animal sanctuaries, new environmental protection programs. None of that would be happening if we did not change, because times do change all the time. So let's see what else this card got to say, because that's what I'm picking up right away. A lot of you want to stay doing the same thing over and over again because at least you can control the outcome. Well, let me just bust your bubble. You cannot control any outcome. You cannot control anybody else's feelings, thoughts, or how they react to things. Only thing you can control is how you react to those things, those people, those places, those situations, those careers, those communities, those neighbors, those in-laws, those children. I can keep going. That government, I can keep going. I mean, let's not go there, because I don't got the time. I don't have time today. So the philosophical significance for this card is dynamic, changing nature of time. Again, dynamic, changing nature of time. I can't make that up. I even brought up nature, and look what it says right there. Dynamic, changing nature of time. Okay? And it says life is cyclical. Blah, blah, blah. Really? Life is cyclical. Cyclical? Why can't I say it? Hold on. Life is cyclical, and change is neither good or bad. It just is. I apologize for that. I do have a speech impediment since I was a child, and you guys have probably seen my other videos. I get really excited and I end up slurring my words. I had a very hard time learning how to pronunciate and enunciate my words. So I need to slow down so my tongue doesn't get twisted and I don't speak very clearly. So I apologize for that. So life is cyclical and change is neither good or bad. It just is. All experiences end. Therefore, find a way of writing the ways of experience that keep you intact and control. Additional meanings for this card: use your time wisely. Nothing is permanent, good or bad, and change is inevitable. A lot of you want to grow and you want to evolve and you want to expand. Like there's this movement of expansion, of ease, of tranquility, of abundance, of prosperity, of success. But no one understands that there is a cycle to the change. Just like you want to become successful, that means in order for you to become successful, you have to get comfortable with failure. You have to be comfortable with falling. You have to be comfortable with tragedy. You have to be comfortable with breakups. You have to be comfortable with betrayal. You have to be comfortable with being broke. Because how will you know what success is if you never failed? How would you know what loyalty is if you've never been betrayed? How would you know what being rich is if you've never been broke? How would you know what fulfillment is if you've never gone through desperation? Do you see what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. And times changing is neither good or bad. It's how you react to those people, places, and things. You cannot control anything that is coming into your life. You can only control how you react to those things. You can't control your partner, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your nieces, your nephews, your godparents, your second cousin or your in-laws. You can't change nobody. You can't change your colleagues, your coworkers, your supervisors, your managers, the business owners. You can't change the government. You can't change how they are, but you can control and change how you react to specific situations. Realize what energy you're giving to those situations. And why do you feel you have to control anything? Because control is a perception that you think you got when you really never do. You may have control of a specific situation for a short period of time with another person, but you can't change or control how they feel about that situation. Maybe because you're the boss, or you're the business owner, or you're the CEO, or you're your COO, or you're the CFO, or you are the financial planner, you're the accountant, the lawyer, the freelancer, the writer, the playwright, the artist, the musician, the singer, the dancer, the painter, the spiritual advisor, the healer, the doctor, whatever that is for you, whatever title that is. You can give your clients, you can give your customers, you can give your patients, you can give your collaborators, you can give those who are interested in working with you all the tools, but you can't make them or control them and to expect them to do things your way, because you want to control things and you want to be in that bubble, because at least you know what's going to happen next. You don't even know what's going to happen next at all. So again, it's a perception that's not even real in the first place. So when you are resistant to change, you are resistant to your own evolution, your own awakening, your own expansion, and you're even resistant to your own energy, because you're not allowing your energy to be fluid, to come and go, receive and give, radiate and expand. You can't control energy. You can't control the other person. You can only control your thoughts, your mind, and your reactions to those specific situations, places, and events. They keep having me repeat the same thing because maybe some of you don't get it, that time changing is necessary. Everything must come to an end and everything must begin again. Whether that is a relationship, whether that it is a move, whether that is a expansion, whether that is a separation, everything is cyclical and everything has a cycle. Resistance to change is futile. You're going to get overwhelmed by change regardless. I used to hear this all the time when I was growing up with my grandparents. They are from Cuba and I'm first generation Cuban American. And I would always hear my grandfather and my grandmother say, oh, in my day, we didn't have to do that. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, but things change. Why does it have to change? Because doing things your way doesn't always work. One thing I do know is that every time I make a mistake, I try to honor my mistakes and even honor my ancestors' mistakes to make a better future. Were they right? No, not all the time. Were they right on a lot of things? Yes, they were. So I will take what worked and keep moving that along, but I will take that not worked and change that perspective and change my dynamic and my children's dynamic and their children's dynamic so they don't fall into that same program conditioning in this society that we were taught to obey the law and not speak up against injustices in our bloodline. But that requires change, and change can be uncomfortable. But remember, 2021 is the year of change. I said it on January 1st, 2021 on that YouTube video of the card of the day. 2 + 2 + 1 = 5. 5 is the number of change. Change can be scary and uncomfortable, but it is necessary. If we kept things the same all the time, we would never grow. We would never expand. We would never evolve. We'd be the same. Do you really want to be the same person you were last year? Do you really want to be the same person as you were 2 years ago? Do you really want to be the same person 5 or 10 years ago? And I bet you all of you will probably say, no. Not all of it. Yes, it can be a bumpy road, but if you stay centered in your space, in your grace, and faith in yourself, and maintain those energetic practices or those spiritual practices to keep you centered, to keep your energy centered, then this change will be more fluid. It'll come and go just like the ebb and flow of waters, and you'll be able to ride those waves and come in with the tide and go out with the tide with less chaos, with less stress, and with less frustration. I hope that helped. I hope that put some things in perspective for you today. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving a free reading with me, 30 minutes. Go at Readings by Vida, my insight page on Instagram. Look for that post. I will go ahead and make sure my assistant shares that post on the Instagram stories. You can go there and make sure you comment, follow the rules. You have to like the Readings by Vida page on Instagram, the Almighty Pineapple LLC Instagram page, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, the Almighty Pineapple LLC. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, any of those people in those comments, the more you comment, the more you tag people, the more entries you get, and we will give away that free reading. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for fucking with me. If this does not apply to you, then let it fly. Thank you for sharing this video with someone who you feel it's going to resonate with. The Almighty Pineapple LLC is trademarked, copyright, and registered with the United States government and several different classifications. Any duplication of this content without my permission is subject to legal recourse as guided by my legal team. Thank you again for fucking with me, and I'll see y'all later.